Welcome back to this week's episode. We are going to be looking at comeback stories. It's that comeback story I want to talk to. The people that are fighting. Maybe you're a little bit down in your surroundings and the odds are against you and you just have a little bit of too much self-doubt ringing in your head and you want something more and you know that you need something more. And I want to just bring on this episode a little bit of push, maybe some words you might need to hear as you're writing and creating and directing your comeback story. We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for? Thanks again so much for all your support. If you could take a quick moment here and like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, make sure that you are making your voice be heard in the comments below. Introduce yourself and let's jump in and join this journey together. This is about self-development. This is about expressing your journey. Embracing your uniqueness is all about owning and sharing your greatness and sharing your story and finding that self-development path that works for your self-understanding, your self-acceptance, your self-love, and your self-growth-minded mindset that's going to help you as you pursue and achieve the most amazing things that are set inside your heart for you to share with the world. The world needs you. The world needs your special, unique story, and it takes a lot of work. And that is why I decided to do this channel. And I've been posting these videos every Monday because I know what it takes to push yourself. I understand that feeling, that turmoil that a comeback story is. I was down, I was on the mat, and I had to get up. I had to get moving. I had to get connected to myself. I had to re-believe in myself because for too long and so long, the world around me took over. My brain was turning into this negative pool and it was running the show, and my heart got quiet and quiet and quiet. And I lost my sense of self. And I lost my relationship to myself. And that opened up a world of turmoil. And I was down. And I know there's people out there that can understand that. I wasn't making enough money and I didn't have great relationships or strength around me or support network around me. I didn't like where I was living. I didn't like how I was feeling. I didn't like the way I was treating my body. I didn't like the way I was treating my mind. I didn't like the way I was treating anyone around me. And this was all a whirlwind of negativity because I got swept up into it, because it's so easy to get swept up into it in today's society when there's so much pressure around us to live on other people's terms, on other people's expectations, and on all this comparativeness and this world of pressure to meet the standards that are out there and you lose sight of what you want and where you want to go and how you want to feel. And that's when you get left on empty. And when you're down on empty, there's a small voice in your spirit that starts speaking louder to push you. It's like I was on the mat and something was telling me, get up, keep fighting, keep working for yourself, reconnect with yourself. And here are some ways you can do it. And one was listening to that intuition. And then I just went with it. So I wanted to come on today and I wanted to reach out to those people that are maybe in the fight or working their comeback story or have gone through their comeback story and feel like they're really making progress and need to reach out and just say on the comments below whether you're in it or you want to be in it, or you're ready to help someone else. Because I think it's important for us that as we progress and as we do grow and have that stronger connection with ourselves, it's important for us to stop and teach each other the lessons that we've learned and be there for each other, to help each other and support each other. There's an amazing quote, each one teach one. That is just talking to the idea of helping each other, support each other. We all have our own path and we all have something that's very special inside to share, but it takes some help around and some support around to make sure that we're bringing our best self to the world. We plant a seed in the soil. The soil has to be fertile. We need the soil around us. Even though the greatness is in that seed, It's the soil that nurtures us. It holds us up. It allows our roots to grow strong, pushes us through, and we fight and we grow and we share. I've been working with some of my clients and we've been talking about this comeback story, especially now as we are reopening up the United States, and around the world there's a lot of this balance of reopening, and I hope everyone's staying healthy out there, of course, and I want you to know there is this pressure. What do we do? What now as we walk forward? Who do you want to be? It's almost like we had a year off with this COVID pandemic, and a lot of people were able to reflect on this very important topic that has been pushed down in the rat race of life. What are we doing? And what do we want to do? And where are you going? And are you where you want to be? And in the silence of COVID pandemic, the silence when the world quieted down, that started to ring true for a lot of people out there in the world. And now it's like, okay, maybe you want something that's maybe what seems like above you or higher or further away, but how do we start making that journey? How do we start walking those walks, stepping those steps towards the person that we want to become? And it truly all comes back to your relationship with yourself. And I'm telling you this from my personal experience. I tried everything to feel better about myself from the outside world. It took me a long time to soften the noise of the outside world and start to redevelop my relationship with myself. And it wasn't until 4 years ago when I was isolated from the world because I was living in a one-bedroom apartment in the middle of North Park outside of Pittsburgh, PA, and I had nothing to my name. A bicycle, I had a bed, 2 folding chairs, a little computer, an old computer on a stand, a table, and I didn't have anything. And I in that void of material things, grew my relationship with myself. And I did the work, and it was slow, and it was hard, and it was about disciplines, and it was about reconnecting, standing at the gates of my mind. And I started to listening to more motivational speakers, and I started to listen to more spiritual leaders, and I started to listen to more actively positive conversations that are out there. There's so much value out there, and there's these amazing conversations. And the more I absorbed myself in that world, and the more I just had that attention towards what I wanted, and I started journaling, and things started to click. And it doesn't happen immediately. And I know that it's hard to hear that when you're working through your comeback story, but it's hard to know that it's little steps to win. We can liken this to sports because it's so universal. It's the fourth quarter and you're down by 27 points. But the conversation is, we can win. We got to get some momentum going our way. You don't win in one play, and you don't take over that 27-point lead in one fell swoop. It's a system of right movements and pulling the team together and believing. And this is your team. This is your life. Your team is inside. And sometimes you need to call a meeting with your team and reevaluate what you're doing and start taking that accountability as the highest priority. And know that you are in control and you are the director of the ship. And you have everything inside of you to make the right decisions and to move forward in a new light. And writing your comeback story starts with simple disciplines. You just got to gain momentum and stick to it and filter out the noise. Let go of all the pressures around you. Because remember, all those comeback stories, everyone is still looking at you, waiting for you to fail. And knowing and having that weird, like, you know what, he tried and failed. Oh well, he gave it his best shot. This isn't about participation trophies. Life isn't about just giving it your best shot, and if it doesn't work out, then oh well. Life is way more high stakes than that. It's a gift. There's a gift inside of you, and I believe that because I believe it in money. The gift for me is still unfolding. 4 years ago, I was like, that's it. This matters to me. I'm ready to go. But within those 4 years, my life has opened up in many different ways. And the best place that my life feels right is inside. So as you are moving towards your goals, and as you are deciding to get off that mat and start working your way towards your comeback story, I'm here to tell you, I just want you to know, keep fighting. People out there are doing the same thing. You have your internal struggles and your world is complicated, and that is true. But it is complicated out there for a lot of people. And for you to keep fighting, and for you to take on those challenges, and for you to be a successful comeback story will share that light with so many other people, and you can share that experience with someone else, and you can inspire someone else, just as I'm hopefully out there trying to help someone else, and we can just continue to help people grow and love themselves. And I do believe if we want a more inclusive society in this world, it starts with our own personal relationship with ourselves. Let's not worry about just solving all the problems of the world in one fell swoop. Let's chip at it. Knock off wins where we can knock off wins. Believing in ourselves is a key to unlocking a beautiful community, which will lead into more diverse and inclusive cities, which will lead into more diverse and inclusive states, which will lead into more of a diverse and inclusive country, which will be an impact on the world. It only spreads, but it starts small. It starts within. It's your journey. You have a special story to share. Embrace your uniqueness. Own it. You are here for a reason. You are watching this channel for a reason. You are here watching things because something is inside of you saying, yes, I can do this. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you can do this. Keep going, keep working at your dreams. I truly appreciate you for tuning in today's channel. I keep my stories a little bit short. I don't want to ramble. I just want to ignite a conversation. I know I have more to talk about on this, and I love sharing my stuff. If I can do this, you can do this. I was adopted as a baby, born with disabilities. I lived in a suburban white person world here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I grew up being different, being an outcast, being, the underdog. And it took me 35 years to find the beginning of my comeback story. And I don't want everyone else to wait that long. And I want you to know that your goals and dreams are out there, and keep working at it and keep going. And I won't stop, and you won't stop, and let's keep supporting each other, and let's make this place as beautiful as possible. And it starts with you embracing your uniqueness.